reciprocal subtraction. Leo, Amy, and Max have just finished bowling. Max liked it so much that he wants to buy a bowling set to play with in his house. Lena is the shop assistant, and she is very organized. She has most of the pins grouped in cases of 10, but she has some individual ones too. Let's look at how many pins Lena has on the shelf. First, we're going to count how many ungrouped pins there are. How many ungrouped pins does Lena have on the shelf?
Okay, let's see. Lena has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ungrouped pins.
Fantastic! There are 7 ungrouped pins. Now count the cases of 10 pins. How many tens of pins does Lena have on the shelf?
She has 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right! Lena has 4 tens and 7 units, so she has 47 pins. Max is going to buy 23 pins. Help Lena get them down from the shelf. Put the 23 pins that Max is going to buy on the counter.
Okay, so 10, 20, 21, 22, and 23.
10, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Now we know which pins Max is going to buy. Lena wants to know how many pins she has left. How many ungrouped pins does Lena have left on the shelf?
Let's see. She has 1, 2, 3, 4 ungrouped pins, and 1, 2. Oh, sorry. We're just looking at the units first. Let's see.
How many cases of 10 pins does Lena have left on the shelf?
Okay, now she has 2 tens of pins.
Fantastic! There are 2 cases of 10 pins and 4 ungrouped pins on the shelf, so there are 24 pins. We're going to write it as a subtraction. To write it as a subtraction, we need to start by writing the number of pins there were on the shelf to begin with. Look at the picture and drag the correct amount to the highlighted area.
Okay, so she has 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 pins to start off with.
Now we need to write the number of pins that we took off the shelf and put on the counter.
Here's the counter. So she has 10, 20, 22, 23 pins on the shelf.
Now we just need to work out the result. Drag the number of pins there are left on the shelf.
Easy. So she has 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24 pins left.
Perfect! 47 minus 23 is equal to 24. There are 24 pins left on the shelf. We're going to do another subtraction, but we're going to use blocks instead of bowling pins. We are going to subtract 52 from 87. The first thing we need to do is use the blocks to show the biggest number, which in this case is 87. We start with the units. We have 7 units, so we need 7 cubes. Next we need 8 bars to represent the 8 tens. Now we have the 87 represented by blocks. Now we will look at the amount that we need to take away, which is 52. We can start subtracting. We start with the units, as always. 7 minus 2. We take away 2 units by dragging them into the box below, and we write down how many we have left. 5. We write 5. 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. Then we move on to the tens. 8 minus 5. We remove 5 bars. And again, we write down the number we have left in the box. 3. We write 3. 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. That gives us the result of the subtraction. 87 minus 52 is equal to 35. Now we're going to subtract 67 from 79. Ready? The first thing we have to do is use the blocks to represent the biggest number, which is 79. Use the blocks to make the number 79.
Okay, so let's start with the units first. We have 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we have 7 tens, so let's use the rods to represent the 7 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now that we're ready, we can start to subtract. We start with the units, as always. 9 minus 7. We need to remove 7 units from the 9 that we have. Subtract 7 units by dragging them onto the box below.
Easy. Let's drag 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
How many units are there left in the box at the top?
There are 2 left.
9 minus 7 is equal to 2. Now, let's move on to the tens. 7 minus 6. Subtract 6 tens by dragging them into the box below.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6.
How many tens are there left in the box at the top?
1.
7 minus 6 is equal to 1. Now we have the result of the subtraction. 79 minus 67 is equal to 12. You've finished the subtraction. Keep practicing.